Brilliant, we are live. Hello everyone, my name is Rupi. It's the Doctor's Kitchen, 6 p.m. It's Friday. We're going to be doing something super easy. Mexican style mushrooms with tomatoes, cumin. We're doing a little quick pickle with some white onions because I didn't have any red. And we're doing a quick guac as well. I don't need coriander, so I can't use coriander, but if you've got coriander at home, brilliant. Or any sort of dried herbs you got. It is 3-2-1 cooking every day. We're going to be doing 3-2-1 recipes, 3 portions of fruit, vegetables, nuts or seeds, 2 servings per recipe, all using 1 pan. It is the formula for health. It is super simple. That is what it takes. I'm going to try and pull up the live on my computer so I can interact with you guys and take some of your questions at the same time. Great, I've got that up here, which is wicked. Awesome, how you guys doing? Let me know. It's Friday, end of the week. Most people are at home. Hopefully you are working from home. You're not leaving your houses if you're in the UK. But it's for me, it's been super busy. I'm going to be going back to clinical duties from now because I'm officially out of my isolation period. But I'm going to be committed to finishing the lives that I'm doing every single day, 6 p.m, teaching you 3-2-1 method. Regardless of whether you've got the book or not, just learn the formula. It is the key to healthy eating every single day. All right, so first things first, make sure you have a kettle with boiling water. That's going to go into a bowl because we're going to make a quick pickle. So some boiling water into a bowl. And I've got white wine vinegar, but if you've got apple cider vinegar, works slightly better. Red wine vinegar will also work as well. A bit of salt, so a good pinch of salt, that's what makes the pickle. And for a sweetener, I'm going to be using the bit of maple syrup, and for a little kick of sort of earthy flavour, you could use honey as well, or even a bit of sugar. But for the earthy flavour, I'm going to add some cumin seeds as well. This is a quick pickle, so it doesn't have those sort of benefits of the fermentation of the pickle, but it's still, I put quite a bit of cumin in there. It doesn't have the benefits of the fermentation, but you know, you're still getting the prebiotic fibers from the onion, and that is, I would say, just as important, if not more important, than the probiotic elements of a pickle, because you're actually feeding your microbes that live in your large intestine the substrate that it needs so they can perform their job of balancing sugar, balancing inflammation, even creating neurotransmitters that impact our mood as well. So for the onion, I've just taken the skins off, and if you're cooking along, let me know. I'd love to hear whoever's cooking along, or if you're just watching for the vibes, whatever, just comment along. If I've done anything wrong as well, call me out, I don't mind. So according to what I've done with the skin, I've just taken the skin off, I've left the root, and we want to chop through it because we're going to be doing half-moon slices. So in with my little paring knife, just run your finger along the line here as you cut through. I've lost a few segments. And that way you get yourself a nice, simple slice that's easy to replicate. And let me know where you're from as well. Annette's here. Hello, Annette. Oh, Mandy says her 3-2-1 book arrived today. Can't wait to sit down and plan the next meals. Make sure you check out the QR code. It's the first time a QR code has ever been used in a cookbook, in the history of cookbooks. And you can plan a digital shopping list. So when you go to the store, you don't have to write it down or anything. You have it on your phone, or if you want to buy them straight online, you can do it straight online as well. I'm just going to use half an onion because I haven't put enough in there, and it's only for 2 servings anyway. So that onion is just going to sit here, do its thing, mellow in the sort of sharp flavour of the onion and the cumin seeds here, and that's it. So that to one side. This is going to go on to our mushrooms and when we build our tacos right at the end with a little bit of the guac as well. So that's what it looks like. Put that to one side, let it do its thing, and we'll do that in a second. So thanks so much for getting the book, Mandy. I'm sure you will enjoy it, and do leave us an Amazon review if you are enjoying it as well. So for the tacos, I don't have the hard shells, but what I'm using today are the white corn tortillas You can use whatever sort of wraps you've got as well, they're absolutely fine. Wraps usually come in the flour varieties, which isn't actually traditional. The traditional one is made out of the masa harina flour. These are kind of hard to get. This brand, no affiliation with the brand, but this brand is brilliant because it's 100% corn, and corn is a whole grain. So again, you're feeding your microbes those different types of fiber that you want. And with this, what I'm going to do is pop a few into an oven on low heat. So about 150 degrees centigrade, or even lower, 100 will do. Only for a couple of minutes, that's all it takes. So I'm going to pop that in the oven just behind me. And hopefully I don't forget them as well. So yeah, just do it right. There was a question from earlier. Oh, sorry. Oh, there's loads. Anna from London, hey. Angela's back here. Brilliant, Angela. Great to see you. Bonsoir, Gwenoline from France. Amazing. Do my recipes in the book have calories? Jacqueline asked. No, they don't have calories. You can convert them using an app like MyFitnessPal, but I tend not to put calories in my books because I think food needs to be sort of remembered to be more than the content of its calories, and actually it's the quality of your food rather than the calorie content. So, you know, if I was to put in the calorie content of this meal, for example, it would be really high because of the avocado, but that isn't to say that it's an unhealthy meal. So I think it misrepresents the quality of your meal if you just look at calories. I better start cooking. So I've got a pan on a low to medium heat. We're going to go in with a variety of different mushrooms. So I've just got some close cut mushrooms here, some brown field mushrooms. I'm going to chop these up, and then we're going to get them sauteing in a little bit of olive oil. Chop them however you feel you want them. You can mince them as well, absolutely fine. A nice little tip if you're using big sort of portobello style mushrooms is to put them into the pan dry before you add the oil. That way it takes out a lot of the water from the mushroom, and when you add the oil later, it kind of sautés and crisps up quite nicely. So it's a nice little tip that I use. As I'm using quite small mushrooms, they don't really need to be dried out that much, so they'll work pretty well. I'm just using my paring knife to just roughly slice them. You can also do it like a crossways as well if you wanted to mince it, so it makes it a little bit more mincy. Another way to add more sort of protein to this meal is to add like some black beans or even some beluga lentils, some black dal lentils that are pre-cooked, and that way you bulk it up from a fibre point of view as well. Finally, I'm going to use the tomatoes. I know, I'm going to use the tomatoes. I've got tons of tomatoes behind me. Been sent loads this week. Alright, so I'm just going to chop these a little bit more. Probably going to use a few more actually. Alright, in the pan, just for a few seconds dry. And then I'll add a bit of seasoning and some olive oil. And we're trying to mimic sort of the texture of meat or chicken. But you know, if you wanted to use a bit of mince, that's fine. I would add, if you wanted to use mince, I would definitely add mushrooms to that as well, because it does bulk up the meal quite a bit. Sorry about the mushrooms, because I know your family don't like the mushrooms. You can replace the mushrooms with black beans. I think that would make a really good substitute. I'd add a bit more soy sauce. Just to add some saltiness to it. The other thing that you could use are aubergines. So aubergines would be really nice. And you know, sometimes people who don't like mushrooms do like the taste of dried mushrooms, because it's a more intense flavour, but it doesn't have the same sort of textural issues. So sometimes you could try those as well. Alright, so these are all the mushrooms I'm going to use. I've got a big plate of mushrooms that I don't need to use up here. Put those over there. Alright, mix this around. Good glug of olive oil. You want to get that nice and cooking for about 5 minutes or so. And good pinch of salt. I don't have any salt left. Over there. And when you're using a non-stick pan like I'm using today, you want to make sure, move my olive oil out of the way, you want to make sure you're using wooden spoons. Always use wooden spoons. You don't want to scratch any of the coating off. But equally, you know, I like to use my ceramic pan. But I thought I'd change it up just to show you if you do have a non-stick pan, you can absolutely use that as well. With the garlic, what I'm going to do is grate the garlic so it's ready. I'll try and think. Oh, so Joe's in from New York City. Brilliant. That's great. It's the first person we've had from New York, I think. And son-in-law's mum hates mushrooms as well. Yeah, this is probably not a recipe for you, for her rather. But yeah, you could use like a aubergine. I would cube the mushroom pretty small. And add it after that because aubergine or eggplant can take a little bit longer. Courgette would be another sort of nice one, but black beans definitely is something I would use instead of that. Yeah, Gwendolyn, do try the dry mushrooms, absolutely. Oh, Kit's in from Canada, wicked. There's been a few people from Canada actually this week. Yeah, someone, Sandra said, in my first book, I did say, count colours, not calories. So yeah, there's still loads of, lots of good wisdom in those first two books, so I am really proud of them. So your mushrooms should be colouring a little bit now. Mine are getting just a little bit brown, not too brown. I'm going to get my tomatoes ready for these as well. Now I'm adding tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, but you know, if you're using chopped tomatoes from a can, those could also work. These are just baby tomatoes from the vine. The thing with using tomatoes is that you want to dry them out if you're using fresh, because otherwise you'll just be left with like a sloppy mess, and you don't really want that for your tacos. And the spices that I'm using today, paprika, black pepper, bit of cumin, soy sauce, to give that sort of umami flavour as well. So chop these. I'm going to just quarter these and then try and answer some black beans. Still mushroom day for Eastleigh. Northern Ontario, Fred. Oh, brilliant. Corn wraps easy to make from the flour. So you can actually make corn tacos yourself. You do need to use a specialized corn flour. It's called masa harina, and it's using limed corn, so there's a special process that it undergoes to make it a special type of flour. It's kind of hard to get, but you can get it online these days if you're in the UK. In the US, you can find it in most stores. So you're looking for masa harina flour, and literally all it is that flour and water, and let it sit, and then you just press it down into the shape, and then you're done. So make sure my tortillas aren't getting too crispy, and my mushrooms are looking and smelling great as well. All right, in goes the garlic. I tell you what, multitasking is not my forte. I'm alright at cooking in one pan, but when I've got multiple things, it's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so garlic goes in, straight, hint of flavour, black pepper, cumin and soy. Bit of cumin seeds. And I'm going to open up the paprika. In this goes. Whew. The paprika is really what makes it. And I should probably take these out actually. A little bit to warm up these at the back. Turn my oven off. Oh, should move the spices around because you don't want those to burn at all. And then I'm going to add my tomatoes. And the tomatoes are actually going to stop the cooking process because they're going to release some of their water. But this is like my idea of like a Friday night meal. Not too much fuss, good flavours, takeaway vibes. And and very easy to do as well. And the point at which the tomatoes start to just very gently char, that's when you want to take it out. Bit of soy sauce gives that extra salty flavour as well. And just mix this around with your wooden spoon. Sorry, I've been neglecting any of the questions. Nikki says you make a similar dish, but you make these gluten-free pancakes. Yeah, those would work really well as well, because of the corn tortillas, which are quite hard to get. And Sandra, you just tried the QR code. It's great, isn't it? I love that QR code feature. I had to work really hard and really push for that QR code because it's never been done before, but I think it works really well. So yeah, thank you for using that. Yes, so Zainab says eggplant is a great idea for the tacos, and actually if you char it on the outside, so if you've got a gas cooker, lucky you, char the outside and then scoop the flesh outside the middle, that's a really good sort of way of using it. And then cumin, lemon, paprika, fantastic combination. That is a really good combo. Love all the flavours, thanks Lisa. I'm practicing my Spanish, indeed. I'm a big fan of mushrooms as well, so I think this works really well. These are pretty much done. This is how quick this recipe is. So I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to show you what this looks like more towards the front here. So these are the mushrooms and tomatoes. The smell is amazing. Cumin, paprika, soy sauce is all it is. You're going to get a little cut of citrus, not citrus, but you know, like that sharp sort of flavour from the vinegar and the raw onions here that we've just got in a quick pickle mix. I've forgotten to add actually chilli flakes, which I'll add just now. Just a touch of chilli flakes, not too many. And I'm just going to mash up the guacamole. Make some space here. When you're cutting avocado, a lot of people put the avocado in their hand and chop down. Don't do that. Always do it against the wooden board. I've seen so many avocado injuries in A&E. And then just twist it, and then you get your 2 avocado pieces. If you're only going to use 1 avocado piece, pop this side in the fridge, because the seed somehow keeps it from spoiling in the fridge. And if even better, if you could squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on the surface, it prevents that oxidization process. So actually you preserve your avocado even more so as well. So top tip. With this avocado, what I'm going to do is just smush it into one side, away from the skin. And that way, again, I'm always thinking about process. You don't waste washing up yet another bowl, so I just do it in the actual skin itself. And when you've got a nice ripe avocado like I've got here today, it's very, very easy to do. And that way you push it all in the middle and then mush it together, and then you can go in with the side, and then you have your avocado ready to top your tacos with. And no extra bowls needed, so there it is, in the same skin. You can just pop that onto the side, and if you're serving more, take the stone out, and then you can do it thereafter. Oh, and a way to take the stone out, I don't know if I'm being asked about the stone, but the best way to take the stone out is to put it in the flat of your hand like this, and the knife in one hand, firmly push into the stone, and then twist the knife, and the stone comes out. That's how easy it is. Don't dive in, because it will go through the hand, and then you'll be seeing someone like me in A&E. So, and then you just pop this into the compost. Simple. No knife, no injuries. That's not what we want. All right. Great. Okay, so I think we are ready to plate up. Let me show you what this is going to look like. I'll pop this to one side, and I can show you how to build one. It's as simple as that. Black beans, like I said, if you did want to bulk it up a bit, would be ideal. Okay. These are a little bit crispy. I left it in the oven a little bit too long. Use this. There we go. Okay, so the base of this is going to be my mushrooms and my tomatoes. So I've been ignoring the questions a little bit too much today. Oh, I've left a few here. And it smells and looks exactly what I want it to look like. A little bit of the onion here that goes on top. So you've got that sharpness of the onion. And if you are cooking along, do let me know what it tastes like as well. Honest opinions. And then with this spoon and with coriander, if you've got coriander at home, brilliant. I wasn't able to get any coriander today. I'm just going to spoon on a little bit of the avocado. And then we have it. Some meaty umami mushrooms, tomatoes, that nice kick of the onion, and that creamy avocado. Let's wash my hands. And you can either build them on the board like I have today, or you could simply put all the different elements on the table with your family and just go sharing style. So, you know, you have your avocado, you have your onion on one side, you have your mushrooms, and that is it. This is Mexican style with corn tortillas, a little bit of avocado, white onions. It is 3 of your 5 a day in literally 20 minutes. Super cheap, very simple in terms of flavoring, but maximum punchiness. Definitely works, and you can make this your own with different ingredients as well. Super easy. So yeah. Yes, you could add. So Lisa asks, when adding the coriander to the taco shells, when is the best time to add herbs? Really good question. The stalks I would add into the pan, just chop them up nice and finely, and the leaves I would add right at the end, because you want to preserve that flavour and maximise the nutrition of the leaves as well, and plus it looks pretty. So that's how I would use herbs. That way you use absolutely everything and you don't waste anything as well. Yes, Gwendolyn, you could definitely use the eggplant version of this. That would work very well. Definitely feeling better, thanks for asking. How could you get the punchiness without the soy sauce? So you could use tamari instead of soy if you've got issues with soy. Another thing is, you could use like a chili oil. That would work quite nice. It would be a little bit more on the hot side, but I find chili oil does have a little element. I use a chill chow chili oil. This is a really good one. It's got a bit of sugar in, but if you're just using a little bit, then that's fine. But yeah, that's all liquid aminos. That's another thing. If you're allergic to soy, if you have issues with tamari, then liquid aminos would definitely work. Yeah, that would work. Liquid aminos is one of those things. You can also get low salt varieties of soy sauce too. Great. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate you guys giving me 20 minutes of your Friday. Go enjoy, relax, have a glass of wine, drink with moderation, of course. And I'll catch you here next week, 6 p.m, Monday to Thursday. Friday I can't do because I'm working that night. But yeah, Monday to Thursday, it is Doctor's Kitchen, 6 p.m, 3-2-1 recipes. Regardless of whether you get the book or not, doesn't matter. Just learn the formula, 3-2-1. It is key to health, looking after your mental health, your skin health, your heart health, your brain health. Every element all comes out of 3-2-1. You'll learn more about it on the podcast, and do sign up to the newsletter if you want the recipes in advance. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for your comments. Thank you for tuning in all over the world. I really do appreciate it. Have a great Friday. Bye.